Imagine a country where people's voices are crushed, the internet is shut down, and thousands of lives are reduced to statistics in a global political chess game. And behind the scenes, two world powers are watching closely, not for the people, but for their own interests. Iran is burning. What began as protests over rising living costs has turned into one of the bloodiest internal crises in the country's modern history. Human rights groups report thousands killed, a number likely far higher than we see, because the government imposed near-total internet blackouts to control information. Protests have spread across dozens of provinces, revealing a simple truth. Many Iranians are no longer protesting prices. They are protesting a system dominated by political elites, unaccountable clerical power, and an economy that forces people to choose between survival and silence. But the regime isn't only fighting its own people, it is also pushing a familiar narrative that the unrest is part of an ongoing war with Israel, fueled by American interference, a narrative that conveniently turns domestic anger into an external enemy and justifies even harsher repression. In Washington, the United States announced new sanctions, accusing Iranian officials of responsibility for the deadly crackdown, while declaring support for the oppressed people of Iran. It sounds noble, but pause for a moment, because at the same time, US officials repeat that all options are on the table, including military ones, and Israel remains on high alert, preparing for scenarios that could drag the entire region into deeper instability. The loudest voices speaking about Iranian freedom are not the ones facing bullets in the streets of Tehran. They are speaking from briefing rooms, press conferences, and strategic war rooms, where humanitarian language often overlaps with hard geopolitical calculation. Is this truly about human rights and democracy? Or is it about power, about weakening a regional rival while appearing morally justified? Because while ordinary Iranians bleed, global discussions about regime change and regional stability dominate Western capitals, not the streets where the violence is actually happening. This crisis is not just about Iran's government. It's not only about protests, missiles, or sanctions. It is about how the suffering of real people becomes leverage in a global power struggle, where governments claim to defend freedom while pursuing strategic advantage. And while the world debates military options and diplomatic pressure, the most important voice, the voice of the people demanding dignity, safety, and a future, is too often drowned out by propaganda, threats, and political theater. If this video made you question the official narrative about Iran, the US, and Israel, share it, comment, and start looking deeper into what mainstream headlines don't always explain.